Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Wola Zabierzowska for episode number 22. We've moved forward to August the 1st after a busy month doing the harvest last month. All we got is one flax field this month to harvest, just the one. But we have a problem, we have weeds in our carrot fields. I knew we were going to get weeds eventually, it was going to come. Using precision farming now, you have to spray them. You can't use a hoe. You lose score if you use a hoe. If you use mechanical weeding, is there weeds in here? No, there's no weed. Well, there is small. You can't see them. Yeah, there they are. So I assume they're in the other two fields as well, which are either ends of the map. And we knew this was coming down the road. Now, I'd like to buy a sprayer. But I've two things in mind and I've worked out the prices for both of them just to see. Now, what I wanted to do, I would just go with the basic, which would be the Hardi, and put the pulse width modulation on it, or the seek and weed seeker on, which would be an extra 36,000. So that's 61. Now, if you do go for the pulse width modulation, you look at 78,500 for that. But what I really wanted to try, it's something I haven't used in a long time. I was actually going to buy the Fendt and put the sprayers on it. This one. Don't need the bigger one. I'm going to buy this. Don't know whether I need the Zero Compact. I probably don't for doing spraying. So we can rule that out. And then we put the sprayers on it are dear enough now. If we go into combinations here, I'll just show you. Go into this and you actually put the two bits on it, like there's 29.4 and 12.6. So like, I mean, you're adding on 42,000, so that's 46 on top of the cost of the tractor is 70, 37.50 and 46 is 70, 80, about 84, something like that. It's not that much higher, but I'd like to go that route. Now, we don't have the money at the moment, but we do have products we can sell, and we won't just jump on it yet because we'll do them before the end of the month. We have goat milk. We have, what else have we got? Yeah, we have a few bits and pieces we can get rid of now to bump up. We have flour. I forgot about the flour because we're producing flour. I had said I might hold on to the flour until the better value in January, which I may well do if I have enough from the other products we have. But let's have a look and see what we have in the line of contracts now. Haven't gone through these yet. There's harvesting contracts, of course. What have we got? Potatoes. Triticale. Oh, we have a Triticale one, which we can do with our own equipment. Yeah, I'm going to accept that. We're allowed the 3 contracts each month, so accept that. We're going to do that with our own equipment. Mowing. Ploughing. Oh, a big spraying contract. So if we do get the sprayer, we could take that on. That would be a nice start to the payback. Okay, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to accept that without the equipment, which means then we're committed to getting it in this episode anyway, or in this month. What else have we got? We're allowed 3, so I'll let the others rest for now and see what else comes up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get set up. I'm going to get our own flax field harvested and get that grain up to the oil mill and get going with that. We're on 177, I think it is. Yeah, the new field we got the last time. It's over to the east of the map. I'll get set up. I'll get everything over there. We'll get going with that. I won't. How are the goats for water? They're okay. I must have just done them at the end of the episode. Why have we got 15,000? Because it should have dropped a little bit. Okay, the tractor was hooked up to, maybe when I moved forward it just continued to empty. Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, we're just going to get the flax done. Of course, we get the straw off the field and that. I don't know what's to go into that field after. Give me 1 second until I consult my list as I nearly drive into the neighbour's field. So we're harvesting flax. The next thing to go into is millet. So that is another field that we can't put a crop in this year. And we can't put carrots in, thankfully. We've enough of them. So that'll probably just be oilseed radish going into that until it gets us through to next year. But another thing, I uninstalled the red tape mod. The reason I uninstalled it was going to penalise me for animal spacing in the pen that we have the goats in. And I haven't really got any benefits apart from having one demo tractor with it. I haven't taken any of the monetary benefits, any of the schemes or anything like that. So I kind of thought, well, why am I going to let it penalise me for animal spacing when I'm not taking that end of it really serious on this map, doing the red tape mod to the letter of the law. So I just decided, you know what, I'm not really using it, in the fact that I'm not doing loads of animals, and even when I do get the pigs, there's going to be no issues with spacing on them. So what's the point in keeping it there? It was going to penalise me when I moved forward, so I uninstalled it before I did. I was just checking over it after I finished the episode, and I said, oh, hold on, this is going to get me. I don't know what the penalty would be, but granted, I was keeping an eye on it all the time, and it kept telling me that I had plenty of spacing. But what I'm thinking is, because the animals are older now, they need more space, and that's why suddenly I've gone over the requirement. I haven't got enough, and I'm not going to replace the pen. I'm not going to make it bigger or do anything like that. So I just decided, look, it's not that critical. I don't want to take I don't know whether it could be a couple of grand it takes off me. I don't want to take it off me anyway, and I just decided, right, that's it. We'll use it again. We're using it on the Hamlet series, and I'm sure I'll use it again on something else that I would have liked to use it on La Miche, but there's too much water courses on that map. Every single field has one, which means you wouldn't be able to fertilise a spray or anything like that on any of them without getting penalised. So that was the main reason I decided not to use it on that map. Right, I'm going to get over to the field. It's going to take a little bit of time and get set up, and I'll bring you in at some stage when it won't take many runs up and down. I'll bring it back in when I'm doing the harvest, when I get set up. Okay, flying through this. It won't take long. It's a very small field anyway. I've done 2 headlands, so I'm just doing this 3 up and downs, and that's it. It's kind of new. I probably won't even have a full tank on the combine. Could have brought the small trailer over. The West, which we haven't used at all in the last while. Should we sell it? I don't know. I think we'll keep that just in case we need a smaller trailer size-wise for the carrots, although I think we're going for something with a bigger capacity. 25,000 litres maybe, the TARDIS one, just the basic, not the overcapacity one, just the one on 25,000 litres, which is around the same as your normal. Yeah, another thing too, I did look at, there was a Colossus sprayer in the second-hand market that I could have bought. I did look at it, I did think about it. It didn't have the weed seeker on it. It didn't have the pulse width modulation on it or anything, but it was really, really cheap. Now, some people think that the Colossus equipment is just pure cheaty. When you take it in its basic form, unless it is the cheat one, there's usually 2 different versions of them. Unless it is the cheat one, it's not any better than your basic in-game sprayers and stuff like that. It's just that they tend to have a little bit better capacity on them, or tend to be a little bit cheaper. Now, when I say better, they might only hold 10-20% more. I don't care, I'm blocking this car on the road. They might only hold 10 or 20% more. They're not holding, once you don't go for the overcapacity, they're not holding crazy amounts. They do tend to be cheaper to buy. That's the only good thing about them. But I just decided, no, I really wanted to use that Fendt tractor with the on-built tanks and that. I wanted to use that for a while, and I was kind of hoping one will come up in the second-hand market now. It's the lower powered one. There's one that's 145 horsepower. I don't know what that one is. I think it's only 80 or something like that. I can drive in this field. There's no crop in it. Just to get this off the road. And we leave that there until I deliver this up to the grain mill or the oil mill and get producing flax oil again. So, yeah, I just refrained from it because I don't like when you're trying to colour them other than the Colossus. The colour schemes don't look great on them. I've done it before and I just said, no, let's stick with one of the in-game brands, if you know what I mean. Not the mod as in the Colossus brand. Let's stick with the Hardi or even the Fendt, the way it comes, and we'll go with that. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, going to get this to the mill, going to get the baler, going to get that straw off the field, get the combine parked up. Well, no, I'm not going to park it up. I'm going to bring it up to that field where we have to do the critical harvest now. It happens to be right on the other border of the map over the far side, I think. So we have to go from one end to the other, but I can leave this trailer back there when I drop this off. I'll get this done and yeah, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Finished off that harvest for the Triticale and I jumped into another decent contract, doing a hoeing contract on 113. I think it's the biggest field, so we've that and the spraying to go. So between them we'll have about around 21,000. So that's not bad for a month's contracts. It'll bump the money up a bit then. I'm going to move forward then and try to get the money up and see there's just the off chance that something might generate in the sales regards a sprayer that might tempt us rather than going with the Fendt and the tractor and the tanks. I don't think anything will. I just want to make sure we have the money there to do it and try to leave the flour in the actual mill or stored for January when it's worth way more money than it is now. So that's kind of the plan moving forward. Now what I done with this was I took the equipment for this contract, but I'm using my own tractor, but using the hoe that was supplied because the other one is the Mercedes. And this is some big field and it would just take forever because of the way the gearbox is on it. So we'll take the hit on the equipment. I'm taking it with the contract, but we haven't bought one of these yet. I don't know whether we will or not. When you're limited to only 3 contracts a month, it doesn't really pay off to be buying equipment just to do contract work because we won't be using this on our own fields. I'll just be spraying for weeds. So it doesn't make sense to buy one there just for contracts because you'd never get your money back on it. Anyway, I got this one wrapped up. See where we are when that's done. Moved on to the third day and I've sold off the milk, so the money's gone up. We're going to collect on those contracts as well. Let's see what we have before we go and make our purchase. We're at 113. Okay, so we want to go with the Fendt. So we literally want to get this with narrow tires. I've looked at it enough times, I'm not going to hang around. Okay, so we bought that. So we need to go back into combinations. Front tank, we're going to need that. We'll buy that. There's no options on that. Rear. We need that definitely. That we pulse width modulation. You know what? We have it. We're done. We have everything we need for our spraying setup now. We're back down to 27,000. Now, it's a while since I used this. It really is. A brand new tractor. Is this our first brand new tractor? I think it is. Everything else has been second hand. I've been watching for either of these to come up in the second hand market. You know what will happen now is, now that I've bought it, one will come up straight away. That's what always happens. Because I had this in mind from the get-go. on this series that this is what I wanted for spraying, when I knew it was going to get to the point where I eventually needed a tractor for spraying. The other tractor I want to use is a Kubota. Nothing there, so we're going to have to go in and buy the herbicide, which is in here. Now, I always buy the wrong one. Okay, we're on herbicide. That'll do. I always buy, well, I won't say always, most of the time I end up buying liquid fertilizer by accident. This is the only thing about this tractor. When you're trying to back up, it doesn't back up. The more powerful one is slightly better. Now that's that one. You switch on to the front tank. Are we completely full? We are. We're completely full. Okay, so we have our spraying tractor. We need this for our own fields. And I did want a dedicated tractor. We need to go to field 20, which I can't remember where it is now. Now, for me on this map, I kind of know where it's the one right up the top. Okay. It doesn't matter which way you go. It's about the same distance either way. Yeah, there you go. So we've dropped our money down. We're up at 113. So did we spend that much? We did. It was 103. 103 we were on. So a fairly substantial purchase, but nonetheless, we got what we wanted. I wanted a dedicated tractor for spraying. Why doesn't that show up? Whereas it did show. Am I missing something here? No. Because I know I looked at it and it's slightly higher capacity than the basic Hardi without the front tank. So I was kind of, that was putting me off buying this for a while. I was thinking it's very low capacity. Why would I bother buying it? We'll get the Hardi, that'll do me. I'm waiting for one to come up in the second-hand market, and I know one came up very early on. It didn't have this spot spray on. It didn't have anything on it. It was just your basic one. And I said, no, we'll hang on. We'll give it a bit of time. We're 4 years into the game and nothing has come up again. This sprayer unit has come up itself, just the bare bones, a few times. Probably half the price it was. And I didn't want to, because it wasn't overall so high in cost. I said, right, well, it doesn't matter. If we have to buy it new, we have to buy it new. I didn't want to buy it and then end up selling it again if a Hardi came up or whatever. But I knew we were going to reach the point where we were going to need to spray our own fields, which is what's happened now. So I'm just going to go up and do this contract first, and then I'll do field 66 is up beside it. So I'll work my way down, get the 4 fields with the carrots in them, get them done because they all have weeds in them. At least I'm heading back towards the herbicide that's left down at the dealership, the shop. I know it's kind of could have hung on to the money, but we can't lease the equipment, so we had to buy. And I know I could have taken a sprayer with the contract, but then we couldn't use it on our own fields, which was the issue. We have to do our own fields this time, so we had no choice. We had to buy a sprayer, so might as well do what I wanted to do, which was to get this tractor. Like, if I had to get a second-hand one, I would have bought it. Well, it wasn't to be. Now, almost there. Field's over there. Just field number 20 didn't register with me when I was thinking about it. Yeah, not meeting anyone in this corner. Nobody meet a car in this corner. Here it is. Last field. Sunflowers. Yeah, this is it. Big field. That's why it's worth the money it is. Ah, what did I do? Press the wrong button. That's handy. Oh, right. We're going to be really, really, really realistic about this. You didn't see that. I didn't realise it was on the front tank. There we go. Switch. I pressed the button to unfold it, but it was on the front tank. When it didn't work, I hit it again, threw the tank off. Now, let's see. There's our lines. Now, let's raise the boom up. For a bit more reality. Now, and there's someone's alarm gone off. Be back in a sec. And we're off and running. Sorry about that alarm. All the windows are open because it's so warm. And it's just a house on the road. Somebody went in and obviously set their alarm off when they were going in. Took them a couple of seconds to turn off. So we have our spraying tractor. We're kind of geared up now for with all the gear we need, apart from our harvesting equipment that we're going to need as we go forward with the root crops we have. Like we'll have to buy the root crop harvester, which is 43,000, but we kind of know that anyway. There's nothing that says we can't sell it when we're finished with it, but probably will do carrots again anyway. Did I buy the root crop harvester that time? I can't remember. I must have. No, it didn't do them. That's why. I'm thinking of another series. Yeah, that's what's kind of going. Why haven't I got it? Because we can't lease on this map. We have to buy. I was kind of going, where is it? Didn't do it here. It was just we have the vegetable planter, all right. We had to buy that. We didn't buy the harvester. Anyway, yeah, kind of chuffed now. We're geared up for spraying because it is something that's going to happen. And you can see, like, I mean, how little it uses once you have the pulse width and the seek and the straw, as I call it, the weed seeker technology on the sprayer. It really does use an awful lot less. You don't need the I0 on the tractor, and I don't need it on this either for doing fertiliser, because we're going to just stick with the setup we have. We're not going to do liquid. You got our narrow tyres on. We can use this tractor again if we want for. We can drop the thing off and throw the tether on the back of it, or throw the windrower on the back of it. Light equipment, it'll do it anyway. So it's not completely locked into spraying, but we can say it's a dedicated spraying tractor anyway. So there we go. I'll get on with this, I'll get it done, and then I'll get back down to my own field. There's one right up beside the cell point up there, in front of us, with carrots in. We need to get that sprayed, so I'll do that on the way back down, and we'll get the other 3 fields down the map done as well. Just doing the last of our fields, and this field again is given problems with the GPS. They're not even getting one headland now. There's nothing coming up. So we'll have to hope we get them. We'll check the map in the end. There's nothing coming up. No failed detection at all. So we're just doing this one blind. It doesn't matter. It's not that big. Yeah. It's just hard to see the weeds from up here. I wonder if I got down closer will I actually notice them. Jumping cab. Yeah, you can start to see them on the ground. Whether they're dead or not, that's definitely not dead. That one's green. It's weird the way you get the patterns anytime you sow a carrot field or a parsnip field on your own. If you use the AI to do it, it actually looks okay. But like, I mean, I didn't go around in circles. I actually went straight across on this. I turned on the headlands. It's just strange. Anyway, our sprayer, yeah, we have it. It will pay off for itself. Having said that now, once I line this up, let's go in and collect that money for that contract. There we go. Back up to 30,000, so that's not too bad. Anyway, we get this done. We're going to move forward into September. I don't think we have any work to do on our own farm. Unless the grass is ready again, I'm not sure. Don't think so. I think we stage 2 or stage 3 now. I'm not sure. Regards crops, I've mulched that field, the flax field, but there's nothing in it. Even the flax oil has been totally produced now from the little bit of flax we got. I had to shut down the oil mill again. I use a mod that's called, I forgot the name of it again. What it does is it just lets you know that the productions are no longer functioning because they're out of stuff, and it actually pauses them, it stops them, so it's not costing you money. And I then just go in and just shut them down then. It's kind of handy from that point of view. There probably is a shortcut to get to it. I must look that up and see, is there a shortcut in the menu so that you can actually open it up and have a look at it. There you go. I loaded up the trailer with, after I bought the couple of bales back, there was only 4 bales of flax on that field. And I just loaded up what was at the greenhouses. Now, happy days. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up for the month, and we're going to move forward into September, and yeah, let's see what trouble we can get up to then. I've moved on to the second day in September just to get the contracts to come up. I'm just loading up 2 more garlic on the trailer, more goat milk to sell, and we have a full pen of goats, 514. We're maxed out. Anything that's born from now on will be automatically sold and sell the excess, so it'll only be the young ones anyway. Yeah, this I filled them up before I moved on. I filled the tank, so we're using around 3,000 litres a day from what I can make out. Other than that, I'll just try and keep an eye on it. Now, remember what I said about buying that tractor? Look at what came up in the second-hand market, of course. Always the same. Once you buy it, it comes up. It'll probably be the same when I buy the carrot harvester as well. It'll probably come up then. However, we'll live with it. I had to laugh when I just looked in to see what was in the second-hand market. I didn't look on the first day at all. I literally just looked in before I brought you back. Now, anyway, it's done. Nothing we can do about it. Let's see, what will we do? Baling. Cultivation, 3,000. That's the best one there. I haven't looked at these on the first day at all. I didn't bother because I knew there was only 1 or 2 there. There wasn't much there. Okay. You know where I'm going. We're getting that one. We're going to do that. And 3 contracts that were allowed. I think we'll pick 3 out of what's here. We'll pick out this grass one. I know, or should I just go with, there's the spraying one. Right, we're going to definitely do that. Since we bought the equipment last month, stone picking. We're going to have the 3 contracts picked now anyway. I'm tempted just to take another ploughing contract, just to get the maximum money out of it. I'm kind of tired doing mowing contracts, hoeing. What we got, bale wrapping means we have to take the equipment. Cultivation, the highest value one is 2,000 or 3,200. Sorry, got the figures the wrong way around in my head there. So you know what? We're going to... Yeah, we're going to take that. I know it's 2 of the same, but it's a case of get as much money in as we can. We still have the products to sell off next month anyway, so we're going to field number 19, which is almost beside where we done the last one. It's not, it's over the other side, it's over on the edge. Okay, and then they start up the top again with 20. The numbers are really weird the way they are on this map, but however, it's just over there at the map edge. It's not that far away. We got these done. Did I upgrade my plough last month? I know I passed comment about changing it. Garage menu, because I can't remember whether I did or not. I know I spoke about doing it, but I don't think I did. No, we still have the same one. Yeah. Now we might upgrade it. I was kind of hoping the other one would come up in the second-hand market. The international one, the Case International one, not the MT, not the Lizard MT plough, the other one. It's 4 meters wide, so it's wider than what we have, but it's not the Lizard. So I'll have a look and see. We're kind of in the stage now where I'm starting to upgrade stuff because they never stop, and that's why I just kept going. Otherwise, if I turned, he was going to run into me. Yeah, we're kind of just upgrading a few bits and pieces as we go along now. We're this far into the series that we're trying to do whatever we can to get through the work. We haven't used AI workers at all. Yes, we've managed to refrain from it. And I'm trying to keep it that way. It's kind of, when you get into the territory where you don't really have a choice, it will eventually happen that we don't have a choice. We're going to need to use AI, but until then we'll keep going the way we are for now anyway, and we just keep chugging away at the work and getting it done. They change in colour. Am I in the right field? Spraying mustard, and it's not having an effect on them. No, it's not. It's not working. Let's check that contract again. We have a broken contract. Spraying. My herbicide. Field number 19. Field progress 0. We got a dud. She's using the herbicide, but it's not going up. I just got to let it run a little bit because there's hardly any herbicide coming out of it. Still getting the odd dud contract on this map. Okay, wasting the herbicide. Didn't use much, used about 10-20 litres. That's a dud. We're going to probably cancel that and then pick another one. Okay, I'll let you know what I'm going to do. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, we're finally due. We're going to sell this plough. I'm going to bring it down to the shop. I haven't done anything about that contract yet. I just cancelled it. We're going to go with this one. Where are we? 5.2 meters. We bought that. We'll bring this down and trade it in down there. We get a little bit more, and then we get them contracts done. Yeah, I had a look at the other contracts that are there, and this kind of stood out. I'm kind of half thinking, will I bother doing this? It's a green bean contract. The equipment is right down beside. It's right down beside the shop. Plus, you should get everything into the trailer to deliver it. So, from that point of view, you're not running up and down the map all day, as I will be with the carrots when I start to do them, because they're going to give a much higher yield. I'll settle on what I'm going to do to replace that contract that didn't work, that failed. It cost me money more than anything else because I used some herbicide. And yeah, just the odd time you'll get a contract failing on this map. I don't know why. I've done contracts on that field, I'm sure, before. I've done cultivation, I did, because it goes into a very, very shallow point at the top, and I remembers. And yeah, I'm going to get this down, get it sold, and then get stuck into these ploughing contracts. Okay, deal's done anyway. We're going to use this plough, and I might think when I get to the headland here, I'm going to do the middle first. Same way I was using the other plough, so I'm not driving across the furrows on the end all the time. Yeah, we're like, I won't say I won't use them ploughs again. I will, but I'm just done on this series. That's all. I'm just done here. I used it to the death. Like, I mean, I'm using it since the start. So, like, I can't say I didn't put up with the pain. I did. I put up with the pain for long enough. Yeah, just like, we're doing twice the width each run we're doing about the same speed, probably even a bit less. But you know, we done it for long enough, and if I was using an AI worker, I'd throw them on, leave them on it, and go off and do something else. But we don't have anything else to do this month anyway. So just going to work my way through these contracts. Just looking at where the barley has finished making flour. The oats have finished making flour. The only thing that's going now is, there's a little bit of barley left. The oats and the wheats have finished. So in total, we have at the top of the market 173,000's worth. Flour, we have 58 is all we have. Okay. Here's me thinking we'd have 100 grams worth of flour. Okay, so we're going to be pushing to get the 250 in the bank for the 1st of January, but you know, we'll see what we have in it. As I said, it could spin and it can go. No, you can't replay. Yes, you need to take another 100 grand, which means then we're going to be sitting on 350,000 of a loan and the interest associated with it. As I said, there's a plus side to that as well. It just means that we'll be able to buy the Spinnery, no problem. And maybe if we need another production, we'll be able to buy that as well. Even if we have money in the bank, we could consider buying what is the existing pig farm and get started with our pigs, because that's what I intend to do, is to use that farm as a starting point for doing our animal, which be our 250 pigs. So it'll give us that opportunity. Maybe if the spin goes the opposite way to the way I'm hoping, it tells us we have to take another loan, we'll see. Question will be the same. I'm just wondering what way it'll throw the results back from ChatGPT. I really don't know what to expect. And that's the beauty of it. You really don't. And I like the way it does it. Rather than just picking a number between like 1 or 2, give me 1 or 2. It actually does it. And when it does it, it then tells you, oh, well, you didn't get the payoff. Oh, that's terrible for the farm because you're going to have to pay more interest. So it makes it a bit interesting using ChatGPT to do it. When you ask it to do it, you're sitting in anticipation for that 10 or so seconds that it takes for it to do it, because I tell it to run the second threat and give me the result in 10 seconds rather than it coming up instantly the minute it runs it. And it just gives you that little bit of anticipation about what way it's going to turn out. Anyway, I'll get these 2 contracts finished. More than likely then going to jump in and do that green bean harvest just for something different. I'll say, haven't fully decided yet. We've nothing else to do. Might as well do it. And looking at the time we are for this episode, I have a feeling that we're not going to be moving on to the next one, because in the next month we're going to have our carrots are going to be ready, our grass, and we'll have other stuff, plenty of other stuff to do. When we do move forward. Well, I say that, let's just jump into the field. What are we going to have? Our millet. Yeah, our millet's going to be ready as well. So we've 3 fields of millet. I'm not sure about these, whether these are ready next month. Probably not, probably the following month. Sorry, we've 3 fields of millet. And then I don't think we'll have any crops to go in those fields, because we're going to be in October now. Granted, we could sow the likes of barley and wheat if we have barley and wheat. But let me just check across where we are. Sugar beet in 1. Soybeans in another, so that's next year. And canola in the other one. Okay, we won't get the canola in for a year then, because we're past planting season. So you see, by giving myself this crop rotation thing that I have to stick to, I've kind of made it a little bit difficult for myself, but you know, I knew what I was taking on, I knew what I was doing, and I just wanted to add that little element in. Anyway, let me get these 2 fields ploughed. I have to say, after so many fields being done with the board plough, I'm actually happy to be doing this for a change with the subsoiler. I know it's. I think this looks a little bit more realistic than the MT, the Lizard MT, and it is a bit narrower. And yeah, I'm happy enough to see the seagulls back again for a bit. Almost finished the green beans. I did take it on. We're on the last little bit of a run down the field. One more run up along the tram line, that's it. And another piece I missed over here. Gotcha. Enough room to swing around. That's the thing about these. They're very slow on the turn. You need to be totally lined up, because if you're not, and you lock onto the line, it goes mad. Anyway, yeah, we've taken on that, and the 2 ploughing contracts are both done. So that's the one we cancelled, so we get rid of that. Didn't cost us any money anyway. So we've did 2 of these. So that's 11, just over 11.4, and that. So it's probably less money than we would have had with the contract that was cancelled. About 16, no, about just under 18. Not exactly the best month we've had on this map with contracts, but yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it is in September anyway. It's kind of all the same hoeing and, or not hoeing, well, there is some hoeing contracts there, but mostly cultivation and ploughing, and a lot of vegetable harvest contracts that we aren't equipped to do, because they give you the equipment that you need really to use a second worker. You need to use the AI and that, and they always tend to be messy around the headlands. They all gone? No, because I know I closed it up too quick. No, it's showing empty anyway. Okay, now, so we've 19,000. It's telling me with 700. It's telling me to deliver 18. So that means we're going to get 1726. We should get, and this is going up the top of the map, I think. Yeah, right up the top, Preserve Food Factory. So we'll go past our farm, is probably the quickest way. Okay, I'm going to get this done, and I'll bring you back then for a wrap up. We'll probably move into the last day of September and that, sell the greenhouse products. I'd probably hang on to everything else. Greenhouse products and the dairy, the goat milk will be gone. We'll hang on to the flour. We're going to let that go to its top price, but I'll talk to you about that when I bring you back when we're wrapping up. Okay guys, the business is taken care of with everything around the farm. We're right up to near the end of the 3rd day. Let's collect the contracts. Now, we were on 30,000, so we're going up to 47. We're just over 30,000, so we made 17. We've got quite a trailer full. The goat milk is worth quite a bit of money. I think it's worth about 27,000. I'm going to bring you down for that. And then I'll do the rest, because we have to go to the Preserve Food Factory with 2 lots on the pallet. We have to go to the small village store. We have to go to the 4 locations. So I'm just going to do the lap. I've gotten used to it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the lap and just make the maximum yield, because for the sake of doing it, there's probably about 3 grand in the difference going to all 4 places. There will come a time when I probably won't bother and I won't need to, but that can make a substantial difference. Now, let's see what we get for the goat milk. I'm forever doing this, keeping you in for the goat milk. Won't be selling the flour onto the top of the market. Now, that all, yeah, there we go, 23 and a half, and then 2.5. So, yeah, almost. It'd be 24, 26. Oh, yeah, 27 is the bit that's still stuck in that silo because we have no way of taking it out. Oh, straps. Okay, we're done for episode number 22. I thought I was going to get out the gate without catching it. I do that every time going out here. You think I would have learned that you can't make it at this trailer. We're done for episode 22 on Wola Zabierzowska on the Triple Threat Challenge. I'm just going to go and sell this stuff. We're going to move forward into October. We're going to have our millet fields to harvest. Our grass is going to be ready. Millet field to harvest means millet will be going into the flour mill. Now, considering we put the millet in last year, let's have a look what's left in the grain mill. The barley's done. Okay, we can knock that off. What have we still got in the line a minute? We've 3,000 litres. Okay, we're going to leave that then and let it work its way out. Now, it's saying we have 54,000 litres. I don't know whether that's what's still stored within the actual grain mill, or does that include what's actually spawned, because the spawn point on the outside is completely full. So I don't know whether that includes that. I'm hoping it doesn't include what's on the ground. So I'd feel very rich if that's the case. But anyway, we're going to, as I said, progress on to October, get our millet fields done, and get the crops in the our grain in the grain mill, and we'll continue on the way we were. The other thing we'll do then with them fields then is probably just we'll get the straw off the fields, which will be worth quite a bit. The other thing too, while we mentioned straw, let's have a look. We'll have 21,000 worth of straw as it is now. Straw we don't need. I think the pigs do take straw in the pens here for manure. We'll cross that bridge when we actually get that far. And yeah, we can sell that off as well. We're going to try and maximise the amount of money we have in the bank anyway. As I said, when we hit the 1st of January, that's kind of what we're aiming for anyway. So I'm going to park this here. The cars go by me, they will. And I'm going to get this unloaded bit by bit. I'll take off what I actually need for here. Let me see. We're at the small village shop. So strawberries, tomatoes. What else? Small village shop, garlic. Now, let's see. I'll keep you in for a second. Let's see, can we do this way? Tomatoes. And we'll unload. And then we go again. We go to strawberries. We do unload. It'll probably come up. There we go. And garlic. Are we on spring onions? Garlic. There we go. And that's all that has to come off the trailer here. So what I do then is I just take them off because they're all liftable pallets. They're all liftable. I had super strength on there just to move the hay bales over to make sure the cows had hay, rather than putting the loader back on the tractor just to move 3 bales of hay. As you can see, you don't get a lot for them, but you get quite a substantial bit extra by bringing them to the best location to sell them. And at the start of the month, the strawberries were best sold in the bakery. So the prices changed as the month has gone on. Now, I don't know whether it's gone up or down, to be honest with you. All I do is because to make the 3 drops, I think it was only 2 drops this time, because the Napa cabbage and the chili peppers are actually going up to the preserved food factory, which makes it easy then to get rid of the rest, because the rest I think is going into the grain supermarket. So I just pack the trailer and open the strap for that part. So it actually makes it easy to sell it the way it loaded up on the the trailer, what I do is I load it on the trailer using auto load, and then I unload and reload it, and it actually just so happened to put everything in the right order regards the stuff on the front to go to all this stuff has to go up to the preserved food factory. And that's what I've been doing all along, just selling them where they need to be sold to get the maximum input or the income for them. And that's it. I'll continue to do that rather than just driving through Wool sale point and selling a whole lot. We'll always striving for the maximum profit. That's me. To push the challenge on. The more money we have, the more we can do. We're back up to 97. We're going to be a little bit higher than that when I sell the rest of this. And I'll have a busy month next month. Hopefully you'll come back and join me for that. And then we're going to push on through to, of course, the end of the year. We'll be shutting down the greenhouses when we go into November. And we'll be pushing on through then to January 1st. We'll be doing our 5,000, just under 6,000. And these two have to go up the top. So pushing on to roll the dice again on the loan and see where we end up. And as I said, hopefully we've 250 grand in the bank, which, looking at the way things are going, we should have. If we have 250 grand in the bank and we get a yes, we can pay it back. That's it. The loan is gone. So because I'm wishing for it so much, I guarantee it's going to go the other way. Anyway, episode 22 done. If you're still here, thanks a million for staying all the way through and listening to my ramblings on Wola Zabierzowska on the Triple Threat Challenge. Do hit the like button on your way out, leave a comment, and until next time, all that's left for me to do is say goodbye for now. Until then, bye bye.